beautiful last day of April, Tuesday, April 30. Our conversation this morning on the show has a lot to do with human capital development, and we've heard the state government several times talked about how it is interested in helping businesses in Rivers State grow, entrepreneurs to do better, and see how generally all of this would help improve the economy of the state. And recently we heard, if you haven't, then you're hearing it now for the first time, plans by the River State Microfinance Agency, the state government rolling out 4 billion naira for SMEs with single-digit interest loan. Now, that scheme is supposed to kickstart really soon, and our conversation today is going to be with the managing director of RIMA, Pastor Jonathan Tobin. He would be joining us live in the studio this morning to have that conversation. And some of the questions we would be asking, of course, would be how one can be a part of this, how businesses can participate, how they can benefit from this scheme. Would also like to know, it's a loan, so it means there's payback, even though the interest rate is very, very low. How they intend to ensure that these people pay back, those that would access the loan, how do they pay back? Amongst many others. In fact, for some people, is the guarantee that this scheme would get directly to those that really need it. There are some people who said they haven't heard about this. Well, today would be an opportunity for you to ask your questions and know all there is about this particular scheme. All right, so while we wait on my guest on Facebook, join us at Nigeria Info 92.3 PH, and let's get into this conversation. Some of the very concerning questions a lot of people have been asking, and I'll be putting this question out because I've also thought about it, and I'm sure you're thinking about it. For many people, when they hear government going into ventures like this one, some people see it as an opportunity to take the money and go. It's more like my own share of the national cake. That's what we get. So people get the loans and do not do what they ought to do with the loans, and so we are still where we are. And that has brought us to ask this question: do you think that business owners who would take advantage of this loan scheme, will they invest? That's number one. Will they invest? And if they invest, will they pay back? Critical question. It's not a grant, it's a loan. So it means that you have to pay back. But then the beauty of this is it has been made to be so, the interest on it has been made to be so minute that you might just not even feel that you're paying something. And I'm pretty sure there's a well thought out plan as to how businesses, entrepreneurs can, pay back these monies without the hassle of, thinking on whether it's going to affect their business at the end of the day. And so on Facebook, let us know what your thoughts are with regards to this. Again, it is Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. I'll take that again. Nigeria Info 92.3 PH is the page on Facebook. So don't forget, go there, like the page. And we're also streaming live, so you can be part of the conversation. We're also streaming live on YouTube at Nigeria Info PH, and we are also live on X at Nigeria Info PH. Now, the appointment of the managing director came in last year, and for some people, they haven't even had time to know what RIMA was about until most recently they got in the news. And so we get to find out a lot more today. The MD himself is with us in the studio. I would like to add, sir, that we've been trying to get him to the studio. I've worried his phone a couple of times. I've had my colleagues also had meetings with him and spoken with him. I disturbed Mr. Bob Manuel here several times to say, ensure that we get him here. And glad to have you here, sir. You're welcome. Thank you for your time. Pastor Jonathan Tobin, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Good morning. On a lighter note, the pastor isn't pastor for...
Yes, the pastor is the pastor.
Because people will be like, a pastor that's into, finances and all of this.
That is the interesting aspect of life.
Very interesting.
Yes, I started my life career as a banker with the central bank. And along the line, as a Christian, while you are being promoted in the secular work, God is also promoting you in the spiritual realm. So that was how I attained the status of being a pastor. pastor a church.
Wow.
And I've been doing that for the past close to 20 years now.
And you've been able to balance.
Definitely.
Working.
It's the grace of God.
Well, I think it means we're in safe hands, because if you collect this loan and you don't pay back, we'll look for you spiritually. All right, let's cut to the chase and get straight. Mr. Bob Manuel, also, I think I should just recognize your presence. Thank you very much. He's also part of the team working with RIMA to ensure that this comes to fruition. MD, sir, the first question a lot of people ask when we talked about this several times on radio is it true? There are those who do not believe that it's true. There are those who haven't heard about it before. And then to even make it worse, there are some people who do not know how to be a part of this. So if you can tell us.
Once again, thank you very much. This scheme is true, it's real. It's one of the key products of His Excellency. Remember, part of his campaigns, he said he's going to touch the lives of people in the state and then create wealth. So this project is real. It has come to stay. His Excellency is so passionate about it. He keeps asking for weekly briefings on the progress we're making. So I want to tell Rivers people that the Rivers State government and the Bank of Industry 4 billion fund is real. And we are set to disburse.
So the money is available?
The money, you see, is a contribution between the Rivers State government and the Bank of Industry. Rivers State government contributed 2 billion and Bank of Industry had to match it with another 2 billion. So we have 4 billion naira available for businessmen and women in the state.
And this does it have like certain limitations? Is it any business or it has to be
any economic activity, economic lawful activity is covered. Any economic lawful activity, be it trading, artisans, all forms of agricultural value chain is covered. So we're here to tell Rivers people that the best of times for businessmen and women is here.
So market women, traders, petty traders, artisans, people in communities, artisans, everybody can partake in this. How can they do it? What's the process to get access to these monies?
Okay, we started by informing Rivers indigenes via the radio that this fund is available and that they can physically come to our office and apply, and they can also go to our website www.rima.ng. They can go there and apply. Now we also deployed our officers, our credit officers, to all the states, to all the local governments, to now go down to the grassroots to identify businessmen and women and then profile them, help them to complete our forms and be able to profile them for the loan. Now, we had 4 local governments that we don't have staff from those local governments in RIMA. So what we did was to get volunteers.
Which were those local governments?
We have Ahoda East, we have Akokotoro, we have Tai, and we have Eleme.
They don't have representatives in RIMA.
Yes, but as we speak, we have Ahoda East,
okay,
and we have Akokotoro. So we are about to engage 1-2 persons. They are set for interview to represent Eleme and Tai.
So what will be the job of these people that are representing these local governments?
Yes, they go to their local governments. They know their people. So they go around the local governments. Some local governments will have 2 staff. So they go to the local governments to identify businessmen and women and then profile them, assist them to complete the form to meet our requirements. You see, the requirements for this loan is so minimal and so simple. Just like His Excellency said, he said he wants it to be done so simple and easy so that Rivers indigenes can be able to...
Aren't you worried about the fact that these representatives could get political in how they identify people who are businessmen and women in there? Because you wouldn't know. It will be eventually what they bring to you. That's what you then work with. But then how would you, is there any plan to ensure that these people who are in those local government are not being political with who they select and who they bring forward as a business person?
Yeah, it's a thing to worry about. And we also came up with strategy. People in the local government, they bring their forms and their files back to the office. We run this set of files against the ones brought by another staff. So you look at these files and see whether there are politically exposed persons there. But the truth is that you have those involved in politics who are also doing business. We can't, disenfranchise them. So what we do is that we try as much as possible to reduce the political influence in this, so that it is not treated as a national cake. It's not treated as, it's not palliative. Because
there are some people who already are spreading the notion that, if those people who are not in support of the government will not get, or those who are in support of the FCT minister are being sidelined, and you begin to have those kind of comments.
No. In fact, let me use the Obiakpo case. We have two ladies covering Obiakpo, and they are doing wonderful job. And you see, the thing is that this loan is for everyone doing business in Rivers State. It's not only for Rivers indigenes. Everyone doing legitimate business in Rivers State is entitled. And the governor said he does not want us to attach political coloration to it. It is for those who are doing business, legitimate business. The unfortunate thing is that it's not for startups.
Okay.
Yes, it's not for startups.
You must have a business existing already.
You must have already. Existing business. So what we do is to give you, if you need a working capital, we'll give you. If you need to buy an asset, we'll help you to buy the asset and all that. That's what we do.
All right. We have a very short commercial coming now. We're going to go on that commercial. When we come back, I'm sure the listeners have plenty of questions to ask you. We'll open the phone lines and get most of those questions in. On Facebook, it is Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. Stay with us. The conversation continues after now.
We'll be back.
He done of trading himself. James, I
29 minutes past 8. The morning crossfire continues. My guest is the MD CEO of the River State Microfinance Agency, Pastor Jonathan Tobin. You've been hearing some of the things he had to say the first half of our conversation. I'm sure there are plenty questions that you need answers to. We'll be giving you the opportunity to ask as much as you can. But then I'll just ask one question before I come to the phone lines. Remember, you can also use the WhatsApp number 0809 030 6416. Or you get on Facebook at Nigeria Info 92.3 PH, or you get on Nigeria Info. Any of these platforms, you can watch us and listen to us live at the same time. And on Facebook, you can drop your comments the same way you can do on X. I'll be taking most of those questions, but first, MD sir, let's get this out of the way. Are there certain things that you had said it's not for startups, so people get the idea? So some people don't say I went and they did not. It's not for startups. You already need to have a business that's been running, and then what you need is someone to support the business or put some finance in it, and then they can help you do that. Is there a plan to see how you can effectively get payback for these loans? Because it's a loan with very minimal interest rates. And in this country, experience taught us a lot, which is that when Nigerians hear sort of programs, most times, for some of them, if not most of them, it's my own share of the national cake. Is there a mechanism to tackle this?
Yeah, thank you very much. We already know that since government is involved, there's this notion that it's part of their cake.
It's free money.
Free money, and governor wants to say thank you. No. It is not, because this is not the first time government is bringing out money for such a thing. And you see, when you treat such money as free money, you end up wasting it. When you give people palliative, they just take palliative, spend, and wait for another palliative. They don't make progress. So the governor and ourselves decided it's a loan. And in our conversation with Bank of Industry, because it's a partnership, it's a collaboration, we now decided that the governor said he wants single-digit interest. And so we calculated BUI fund and our fund put together. What is the interest rate? We arrive at 7.5% per annum. Is the cheapest.
Per annum?
Per annum. Cheapest. Straight line.
And that's per annum. You spread it across the 12 months. Every month.
Yes, the tenor of the loan. If the loan is 6 months, we spread it.
If
it
it's
is 9 months, a year, we spread it. So some will just be paying little sum. 30,000, 25,000, 15,000.
Depending on
how much loan you So we are very much aware that this process can be abused. So what do we do? Those who want to take between 1,000 naira to 450,000. Just give us a guarantor. And the guarantor could be a civil servant, it could be a lawyer, it could be a pastor, it could just give us a guarantor. Because we know these are people we call the nanos. Those who are petty traders
and street traders.
If you encumber them so much, they will not be able to access the facility. So we try to make it easy for them. Just give us a guarantor. Now, for those who are borrowing from 450 to 1 million, we say don't only give us a guarantor, give us a guarantor, and then let the guarantor give us a check.
Okay.
Yes, just give us a blank check, signed blank check, and then give us the NIN of the guarantor, and your own NIN, and your own BVN. And the BVN of the guarantor. It's very simple. So when you give us that, now we are linking our microfinance bank, which is RIMA pathway. We are linking RIMA pathway very soon. We're onboarding them to the NIPS system, whereby we can apply GSI, Global Standing Instruction of the Central Bank, which means if you borrow and you don't pay back as I went due, we can now assess wherever bank you have money, or wherever your guarantor has money, we take money from there to defray the loan. So that is what we have done. And for those who are borrowing from 1,000 to 1 million, we treat their loan within RIMA. Those who are borrowing above 1 million to 50 million, they now go to Bank of Industry to get their loan processed.
Okay, so it's not just RIMA, then they now go to Bank of Industry.
But we have the greater population
within the 1,000 to 1 million.
Band, yes.
Okay.
So those are the things we have put in place to ensure that this money come back. And again, if you take 450, for example, and you repay, you stand an opportunity of getting a second one, maybe 500, maybe 600, as the case may be. When you pay, you qualify automatically for a renewal.
All right, let's quickly take calls and messages. I think it's fair that we have as much listeners come in to the conversation and ask their questions. 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0002. You can also call us up on 0817-923-0003, 0817-923-0003. Please, as much as possible, let's keep this simple. Go straight to your question. Okay, again, I would encourage you go straight to your question so that we can accommodate as much as possible. And we start off with good news in mile 3. Good news, let's hear from you this morning. Hello, good morning, good news.
Good morning, my brother man.
Let's go ahead.
Thank you. I have some questions for the director there.
Okay.
After I greet you, sir.
Go on.
One, I would like you to mention the names of the coordinators in the local government. For example, he said there are 2 ladies. Who are the 2 ladies? Who have their phone numbers and the way to reach them? That is one. Number 2, do they have words coordinators that could access them easily than to get to the women in the LGA? The other local coordinators around the world area. Then 3, what are the means of application? Do we apply? Is there an electronic application, or how do we get the forms? And these are the few questions I have. My name is Goodness. All
right, good news. Thank you. Now we go to Ngozi. Ngozi is calling from Rumigbo. Ngozi, good morning.
Good morning, sir, please.
All right, go ahead.
I'm so happy to lead onto the line this morning. Yeah, about the loan, I'm very, very interested in it. I'm not an individual. I don't know how to come about it. If the MDs would release the number we could call, I will appreciate it, please.
All right, Ngozi. Thank you very much. Just keep listening. You get that. And by the way, if I can answer you directly, the loan is not for only indigents. It's for everybody doing business in River State.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you.
So just listen for the numbers and other means to get more information. Walter now is calling from Rukwaku. Good morning, Walter.
Yeah, good morning, my brother.
All right, go on.
Yes, I want to ask the director, don't you think that this system will be politicized? That is one. 2, by the time you are giving this loan, as you said, to all people living in doing business, you think you go not give it to indigents. And then 3, for 1 million. Why not I show you 5 million? Another set you give 5 million. What are you doing with 500,000? 1 million. Before you give out.
All right, well,
that's the system. I'm just and then, well, fourthly, why not take this money to all LGAs? It is not going to body to take it to the local government. Let them divorce it, not you. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Walter. Robin.
In the studio.
say that the state government is doing something that I have never known of, that it has happened before. But I never knew that my memory didn't serve me correct. Because the director there, our managing director, is telling us that this is not the first time River State government is disbursing money, in this magnitude that goes down, trickle down to the market women, and all those small businessmen. Because 500,000 is a change. 1 million naira is a change to a state like River State. But having said so, they have done well. Can he please let me and the listener, when last did the River State government disburse such money, as he has said? Good morning, Robin Majari Farmer.
All right, Robin, good morning. Thank you very much. The numbers are still very open, so call us up on 0817-923-0007. We'll take one more call and then we come back to the response from the MD with us in the studio. Solomon Ndukwe on Facebook says, please, I've been living in Port Harcourt all my life and I have a fashion brand in Port Harcourt. I want to know how to apply. Literatus, good luck. Applied for this loan and got the secretariat where they said I should open an account with 5,000 naira and an account number will be sent to me. Now have not seen anything. Marshall Medial says, as an entrepreneur who has been running businesses for 7 years but have not registered, I'm not registered with the CAC, can I get access to the loan? And then Maxine says, sir, can this loan be given to people who want to go into the transportation business? It's not to start up. If you haven't gone into the transportation, well, I'll let the MD respond to that. So I do not do that for him. But we'll take one more call and then we'll get his response to some of your questions before we take more questions. Emeka is next on the line this morning. Hello, Emeka. Good morning to you, Emeka.
Yeah. Hello, good morning.
Yes, Emeka, go ahead. We can hear you.
Yes, I'm not of the loan than the process, but what I want, what are the modalities to get the loan? The process.
Okay.
I'm not doubting the governor or the state government.
All right.
The disbursing loan to River State. I'm not indigenous as well.
All right, Emeka.
But please,
question noted. We'll get a response.
Or how to get the loan. Thank you very much.
All right, and then we take Muriel from Okrika, and that will be it for now. Muriel, good morning.
Thank you, Femi. Good morning.
Yep,
good
welcome.
Morning.
Go on.
Femi, I like the fact that this money you're not giving to local government chairman to disburse. Honestly, it has been so political and so frustrating. I want to ask the Femi, can the ordinary market movement access it? Is it only businesses that are registered with the Corporate Affairs Commission? And my local government, where can we access it? Who are the persons?
This Okay. All right. Thank you very much. So we'll get a response now from the MD CEO with us here in the studio. Mr. Philip, we've heard most of them. I'll just allow you to respond.
Yeah, thank you very much, listeners. I'm excited by the enthusiasm about this program. Now, for the Nine eight. I'll take it again. 0803688. Now that is done. My surprise here is that we have been on air announcing and advertising this program since January. I'm so surprised that many people have not heard about it. We have been announcing. The last time we did announcement, we used 6 radio stations to announce this program. And it ran for over a week. And we stopped and did it again. Now, for this period, we have been announcing since Monday last week. We have been on radio, various radio stations, announcing this program. So I'm a bit worried that people are saying they don't know how to apply, they don't know where to apply, how to get the form. We also announced that you can apply online. You don't need to go to this digital age. You don't need to come to our office. You don't need to go to your local government. You can apply on our web address and the numbers to call. It was very clear.
Okay.
And many people seized the opportunity.
For those who are asking now, perhaps we can give them the numbers again, because I think the web address is www.RIMA.
Yes.
.ng.
Yes.
Okay.
At the end of the program, we'll give you the numbers they can call.
All right.
Now, Walter said the system could be politicized. We are very mindful of that, and that was why we did not approach the local government route. If we had approached the local government route, there are chances that it will be politicized. The interest of the governor here is for those who are doing business. Identify them and let them access this facility. We have people doing business who told us to our face they are interested in grant, not loan. When we told them it's a loan and you have to pay back, they said no, they're interested in grant. And so they are not interested. You see, it's a loan. And the idea of giving loan is...
So sorry to interrupt you. So that means you can't just give the money to everybody, because people that will come for the money have to meet the criteria that are there, and then they get the money to go to the business.
Yes. Now, when we send our officers to the local governments, they will identify your business. You will take them to your shop.
See where your shop is.
What you are doing. And so they will now give you the loan form, and you complete, they guide you, and then once they complete the form, they return it to the office. We have a credit committee that sits down to appraise them, to look at them again. Sometimes some of the forms have certain, they will give you the picture of the name picture is blurred. We say no, we want to get a clearer picture. Sometimes they attach old check leaf. We say no, this check leaf is old. Go and get a check.
So what are the things that a person who is applying should come with if they want to apply?
Simple. Just a passport photograph. One, because we have the form, we'll give you the forms. If you come to the office, even at the local governments, our officers go with the forms. Passport photograph, your NIN or any means of identification, then your guarantor, and then a check from your guarantor.
Depending on how much you are.
Depending on how much. Sometimes we say 2 check leaves. That is as simple as that. Now, somebody is saying that the money is too small. No. People apply for what they believe they need for their scope of business.
And they can pay back.
I had a case where a husband and wife were sitting by the entrance of the office. And I came in, the minute I came in, I greeted them. I didn't know they were husband and wife. And so I said, I hope you have been attended to. The man said, yes. I said, Madam Munko, she pointed at the man. They were looking sad. I said, what's the problem? And the woman said she wanted to apply and her husband wanted to apply. But they have just reasoned that 2 of them cannot take 500,000. It will be too much for them to pay back. So they have decided to just take 500,000. I said, beautiful. Now, 500,000 you may think is too small. No. There are business people that have come to the office to apply for 350,000. Say, I'm selling water. With 350,000, I will stock my shop and I will sell and pay back. You see? So that is that. The money is not small. Somebody say 5 million. No. You don't just throw money at people. It is what they can manage. You see, because when somebody handles so much money, that's what we call overtrading. He begins to engage in so many things that are not worthwhile. And then before you know it, he wastes the money. Now, if you know you can borrow 5 million, then you have a registered business.
Which brings us to one of, I think Muriel also said, the CAC thing. Must you be CAC registered?
Yes.
Because or does the CAC registration come depending on how much you are now asking for?
Yes.
So if you're a petty trader from between 1,000 to 350,
you don't need CAC.
You don't need CAC. But anything from $1 million going
above,
you need
above $1 million.
Okay, you need CAC.
Above $1 million, you need just register. Register above $1 million to 10 million. Just business registration. Is the requirement of the law. You need to do that, and you can access up to 10 million with that, and you give us 2 guarantors with their checks. That is all. You are good to go. Okay. Then, when you need above 10 million to 50 million, then you must have a proper registered business.
Okay.
Yes, like a limited liability company. You do that, and then you have to give us the company details, the names of the directors. You have to also give us your transaction details,
what you make and what you spend.
Yes, you have to give us your account, audited financials. You have to give us that. You see, people don't want to grow in business, so they keep doing little business. When you do little business, you will not grow. And if you don't use other people's money, you are not likely to grow. Other people's money is loan. You take a loan, you put it inject it into the business, watch over it, and over time, you grow. So why not take the local government? No. You see, we have sent our staff from these local governments, so they know their people. They may not reach everybody, and don't forget, virtually all people from local governments, both indigenous and non, reside in Port Harcourt. Many of them reside in Port Harcourt, and we have profiled many of them. In fact, if you came to our office January, February, March, for those who came, they will tell you. At times, we'll lock the gate because we need to clear
the people inside.
Attend to them, then we open the gate for them to go and then bring in new persons. So I'm so surprised that people say they are just hearing about this. So the local government route will mean politicizing it, and we don't want to do that. When you give people money, they just eat with it. But if they're doing any business, the tendency is that they will plow the money to the business. Robin said 5K, 500K will have been it. It's not much. No, it's much. Like I said earlier, it's much. He said, when last the Rivers State government disbursed such loan? 2016.
Yes. The agency has been involved in this business. We have been there. Like you said, you said you just heard about RIMA. RIMA has always been there. We've been in the business of financing. We did the CFI program. We did the RFI, which was rural. We went to the 23 LGAs. We disbursed as little as 40,000, 50,000 to people in those LGAs. That's what we've been doing.
In form of loans.
Years. In form of loans. But we use the cooperative route. We use the corporate guarantee, so that when you gather like 14 people and then you disburse to them and they share among the members, any member who refuses to pay, the cooperative bears the brunt of it.
Okay, so that was in 2016.
We have always been in this business. The agency has always been disbursing. But this is, I should say, this is the first time we are
taking this perspective
going to this level with having an obligor limit of up to 50 million. Meaning that if you are in Rivers State, you are doing good business and more. People are
it's not that where